objectives real quickly because he's giving a manual speech. The objectives of Robert's speech are to select the right words and sentence structures to communicate your ideas clearly, accurately, and vividly. Use rhetorical devices to enhance and emphasize ideas. Eliminate jargon and unnecessary words. Use correct grammar. And his project, this is project number 4, and it's how to say it. The title of Robert's speech is going to be Emotional Awareness of Others. So please welcome Robert.
The general topic of my speeches is emotional intelligence. Now, this is part 3 of 7. The first part was about emotional self-awareness. The second part was emotional self-expression. And now is about the third part, which is emotional awareness of others, which means being aware of other people's emotions. Think about it, especially those of you who sat through the other 2 and you're experts in emotional intelligence now. Why is it important to understand other people's emotions? Any ideas? Yes, Tim?
So you don't tick them off?
So you don't tick them off. Excellent. Yes. Any other reasons? Why is it important? Yes.
Well, it's important to understand other people's emotions because they might be having a bad day, and you could come into conflict by asking them a completely innocent question without, giving any thought to what they've been going through in their workday.
Exactly. And we have
kind of echoing that, part of the emotions are part of the whole. So if you want to have good communications, you have to have that as part of the mix.
Exactly. So it comes particularly useful, especially in, remember, little parenthesis there. Everything that I'm talking about in emotional intelligence is about finding the most appropriate way to use emotions in the workplace. All right. Now that can be extended to any kind of human interrelationships. All right. But it's especially about the workplace. So put yourself in the workplace, and has it happened to you at times that you approach your boss or maybe someone else and you really need to tell them something, but it doesn't turn out too well, and they're upset or they dismiss you, or something that you didn't quite prepare for happens? Does anybody experience something like that? Sometimes what happens is they're not emotionally, they're not in the right place. Maybe they had a bad day, and inside you feel, I'm not sure this is the right moment, I'm going to do it anyway and talk to them. And then it doesn't quite turn out the way you expected. So this particular competence, this particular skill of emotional intelligence, understanding other people's emotions, is about reading non-verbal cues, trying to understand how the other person is feeling, what their emotions are, and they are not going to tell us. So we need to read emotional cues. Now, let me give you a couple of examples. Actually, this happened to me very recently because, as you know, I'm a college professor, so I teach. I teach at the Illinois Institute of Art. I teach career development, which is one of the last courses that they take before they graduate. In that course, I teach them the skills and the tools that they need to find a job out there. I take it very seriously because it's important that these kids that don't spend 6 months, 1 year looking for a job after their graduation is going to demoralize them. I really care about this. It's important to me. And what's important is that I teach it in a particular way because I'm also a career coach. So not only they get the benefit of the theoretical information, but they get the coaching behind it. So what happened was that one of my students, there is always one of those, very frankly told me, I don't like you, I don't like your class, I think I should be taking a class in my digital artist, okay? Preparing for my portfolio, okay? Stuff that really is going to help me. I said, okay, that's wonderful. And I do appreciate your candor and your sincerity. I tried to dig a little bit deeper there because I sensed that there was something, there was an emotion behind that, there was something that they didn't want to say. So, start asking questions delicately, and you got to understand, the final for this course is to make a public presentation and to be interviewed by me in front of the entire class. And finally came out, he was extremely scared of that. So I said, well, he told me, I don't want to see my resume, dear, I don't want everybody to see my things, I don't feel like sharing all that. He said, okay. And I told him, I understand your fear, because I do this myself right here, right now. And let's see if we can work with that. Let's see what we can do in order to lessen your fear. So for now, in order to build a better relationship between us, okay, can you just give me your resume so that what I usually do, I project them on the wall, I criticize them in front of everybody so everybody learns. So, he says prepare it and do that. And he did a very good job. So when I had to criticize his resume, critique his resume, I had a lot of good things to tell him. And they start building a better relationship. So, the quarter is not over yet, so I don't know how this is going to manifest itself. Hopefully it will rise to the expectation and so on. Because he got a lousy grade, because he didn't care, didn't like me, didn't like the course for the midterm. And the other thing that I did was, I often share this, I'm very direct when I teach, especially with my students. And what I told him particularly was, look, if you force me to give you a bad grade, I'm gonna hate your class. Because I hate giving bad grades. It hurts me to give bad grades. And if you put me in that situation, not only you get a bad grade, but I'm going to hate you. So it's half serious, half humorous, but he got the gist of it. And the other thing that I tell them is, help me help you. Okay? So tell me when you need help so that I can come to you and do something about it. And in the last class, he did. Can you come over? We sat together, we developed his resume, his portfolio, his presentation better. So now I have a lot of great hope for the student. Why? Because I went through the process of understanding, being aware of his emotions, and meet him where he was and find a way to create a better relationship. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Our next speaker is